the Bowels of Netflix, where your fearless co-hosts Isaac and Larry force each other to watch the worst pieces of shit on Netflix. We will go over every bad edit, all the broken dialogue, all the wooden acting, and laugh along the way, because this is the Bowels of Netflix! Alright, and welcome to the Bowels of Netflix. I'm Isaac, and with me as always is my fearless co-host Larry. How are you doing this week, Larry?
So, on the first day of Christmas in July, what did your true love give to you?
10 drummers drumming.
What about
one of them was Travis Barker from Blink-182.
Thank you for identifying who Travis Barker is, because if you think I know the fucking drummer of Blink-182, you're high. What did your on the second day of Christmas in July, what did your true love give to you?
10 more drummers drumming. It was really awkward.
Well,
one of them was Trent Cool from the band Green Day.
I'm trying to figure out how many days it has to go before we get to a divorce. Also, how do you know so many drummers?
I don't know. I like music.
Okay, I guess that's a thing.
I don't know a lot of drummers. I got Danny Carey from Tool. Who's Red Hot Chili Peppers? Is that Chad Smith? I know he looks like Will Ferrell.
I think
might
it's
be
Will
out of
Ferrell.
drummers.
I think it's Will Ferrell.
Yeah, no. Legally speaking, it is.
How
Will
many
Ferrell.
days until a divorce is the real question.
Oh, what are we up to now? I haven't been keeping count.
Well, Merry Christmas, Isaac.
Yes, Merry Christmas, Larry.
This was a horrible idea, and I hate that we've done it.
Yeah, well, I am disappointed to say that I kind of liked Cinderella story Christmas.
Fucking god damn it! Nothing makes me more upset than when you like something. This is awful. Son of a bitch!
I'm sorry your Christmas season has been so spoiled.
As if Christmas doesn't suck enough. Now second Christmas is also ruined.
Yeah, well, you got me good last time with Christmas with a Prince. That was pretty bad.
This is a travesty. Christmas is ruined. Great. I don't know what the suicide rates are like in Christmas in July, but let's bump those numbers up. Who are we?
Man, so we are the Bowels of Netflix, two old friends. We love each other. Come on, let's not beat around the bush.
All right.
But we make each other watch terrible movies, and you get to enjoy the aftermath, the afterbirth.
Afterbirth, thank you. Yep,
yes.
I was going to correct you.
My apologies. Find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, send us an email, bowelsofnetflix@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Do the rating, the subscribing, the recommending to friends. I don't know. Do whatever you want with your grandmother. She's yours.
Yep.
You own her.
It's Christmas,
Yeah.
technically. You should give her a gift of a day free of abuse.
Give her a wet smackaroo and tell her, pat her on the butt and say, this is from the Bowsers.
When you see, based on your history of telling people to beat and deprive their grandma of medication, when you say a wet smackaroo, I generally don't know if you mean a kiss or like hitting her with a giant wet noodle or something.
Probably a salmon.
Okay, that's fair.
A fresh salmon.
Yeah, at least it's fresh.
Yeah, come on. She's your grandmother. She deserves as much.
I don't know why we started doing this bit, and I don't want to say it's spiraled out of control, but it may have spiraled out of control.
Maybe. It's probably out of grief, because I ran out of grandmothers.
Oh. Say, you know what, though? So did I.
Yeah,
This is a grandmotherless podcast.
Oh, just another step on the journey of life, running out of grandmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh, boy. So, my Christmas movie this week is A Cinderella Story, Christmas Wish.
Now, folks,
a fine feature film.
Folks, I want you, because Isaac said he likes this movie. Isaac has liked way too many movies in this show. And I need you to listen to his description and email in and say whether or not you think he's a madman or I just hate everything. Although that is also true, but I need to know in this case if my hatred of everything is validated or Isaac is actually right. And this
it's not nearly as good as Babysitter Killer Queen, which is, I really liked that movie. I will watch it again one day.
I'm so upset. I'm so upset. Yeah, honestly, when Halloween rolls around, you should give me that in around that season to see what I think, because you like that movie way too much for a Bowles movie.
That might be interesting.
Because Bowles has only had one good movie so far, and it's The Last Dragon.
Yeah, okay. Shut up. Fuck it.
It's the only good movie on Bowles of Netflix.
Oh my god. This reminds me of my last movie, which was the fucking... what's it even called? The zombie shit. What is it called?
Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, that's it. I knew it started with an R. And whatever, the fourth one, I forget.
Oh, fuck.
Afterbirth.
Afterbirth, yes. Folks, believe me, more Resident Evil movies are coming. We're going to let that one marinate for a bit, but I'm pretty sure we're going to watch the entire series.
But this
sounds
was sort
like there's
of
a lot of humor there.
Kind of a similar thing where with that movie it was like, okay, it's not good, but for a video game movie, it's good.
Right.
And it's sort of the same with this, where it's not good.
Okay.
But for a Christmas movie, it's a lot better than I was expecting.
Okay.
Especially with the title the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, in fairness, I think that I enjoyed Babysitter's Guide more. Not enjoyed, but like, I was not really offended by it at all.
Yeah, nothing made you like incredibly angry.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I don't. And I'll give you a little spoiler for next week's episode. I don't think I'm too mad about the next one too. So
God damn it,
we're in a slump. So we gotta start hitting hard. But don't worry, folks. I think we're gonna go right back to Isaac suffering very soon.
I'm very nervous.
Very soon. You should be.
So, Cinderella Story, Christmas Wish. It's pretty short, 86-minute runtime. IMDb 5.3, so yeah, just so many of the movies are middle of the pack. There's nothing on Rotten Tomato Critic. Audience score was 40, which is maybe a little on the low side, but again, like with a movie of this title, you kind of know what you're in for.
Mm-hmm. Well, and yeah, a big reason why I chose this is because in the past you made me watch a Cinderella Story. I forget the subtitle. Cinderella Story 2: Electric Boogaloo, starring Squarehead Selena Gomez. And I hated it. That one I hated. That one sticks in my head.
That was like high school teenagers, right?
Yeah. Well, that's why I thought, like, oh, this is in the same series. This has got to be a slam dunk, because I hated that movie, and it was awful. And I knew, and it was like, I remember enough about it to know you would also have hated it. So I thought I hit a slam dunk.
Nope.
No, I didn't. God damn it.
So we open with a monologue. Once upon a time, there was a girl who loved Christmas. I mean, what's not to love? Tinsel on the tree, a fire in the fireplace, kissing your gorgeous boyfriend under the mistletoe. Yeah. This girl was also a super successful singer with over 1 billion views on the internet. Then we basically get a music video of her latest Christmas single about Christmas, and it's complete with choreographed dancers. I guess the opening credits play over that. Okay. And then at the end of the music video, the monologue comes back. They don't do a record scratch, but they might as well, because she says, "Unfortunately, that girl isn't me." Then, and this is where I instantly was like, okay, this movie's doing something a little different, because as soon as that happens, a disembodied voice shouts, "Grab my balls." Then we see a vain and primped woman emerging from a store. She shouts again, "Grab my balls."
That could have been so much worse. And we see a vein traveling up a shaft. Lord.
"Grab my balls, my Christmas balls." Now we see she has 2 large packages of Christmas tree balls.
This is so... I don't know if it's just us and we're children, or I'm just a terrible person, but really, I mean, this could be bad 90s porn dialogue.
Very much so. But I was just so surprised to hear, like, "grab my balls" shouted, and then, like, the intention to be a misunderstanding. From A Cinderella Story, Christmas Wish. This movie gets, no pun intended, gets kind of ballsy with some of its humor. Like, it's definitely not a Hallmark movie.
I'm so mad about everything.
So our humble hero, Cinderella, forget what her name's not Cindy. That's just what I'm calling her.
Okay, all right.
Catherine Cat.
Like the worst character in Game of Thrones. Fight me. Yeah. Fight me. Anyone who thinks that it says that I'm wrong, fight me.
Well, if you go with the show, Bran's pretty annoying.
Catelyn Stark is the worst thing that's in any... I hate her. I hate her so much.
So our humble hero, Cindy, is already carrying multiple shopping bags, but she still takes the balls. She says,
"Children,
I'm not your servant." And the evil stepmother smirks and says, "You kind of are. Talk to the hand, girl." So Cindy sighs and says, "Well, I have to be at work in 20 minutes, but all the evil step people have to go get Starbucks first." Meanwhile, we see 3 handsome dudes walking along. We learn from their conversation that Prince Charming has to be at work soon as well, and the other dudes chide him for working like a common poor person. They all have rich dads, and yeah, so there's that. Brunette stepsister spots Prince Charming and squeals because he's famous, apparently.
Of course.
And his name is Dominic Wintergarden. It's the stupidest name I have ever heard.
That is pretty dumb.
Oh boy, it's pretty rough.
Oh, God.
So she instantly pulls out her phone and starts vlogging, and the other stepsister and the stepmom shove their way past Cindy to start videoing the fucking famous Prince Charming. And Cindy falls down, getting frothy Starbucks drinks splashed all over her face and suffering second-degree burns. Apparently the drinks are cold, I guess. She's not injured, actually.
Okay.
Prince Charming kneels down and asks if Cindy is okay. She starts gushing like a water slide into her panties and says she's fine.
Great.
Prince Charming, fully tumescent himself, pulls a straw out of her ear.
Oh, double great.
His girlfriend, a girl who's with him, I don't know, but she's not really his girlfriend. I don't know, because has a lot of, like, taggers on and an entourage of weird friends because he's rich.
Sure, yeah, that sounds like a rich person thing.
But she runs over and yells at Cindy for ruining Prince Charming's shoes, and Cindy's like, I'm sorry, I can replace them. And she says, you can't buy fancy shoe brand X off the rack at Nordstrom, you dumb, poor piece of shit.
Great.
We have a
That's the most overused rich person joke in the world, I think.
Nordstrom?
Yeah, you can't get off the rack at Nordstrom. Because I've never been to a Nordstrom. I couldn't find one on a map.
Nordstrom is way too classy for me, so that just makes me feel really bad now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we'd be asked to leave if we entered one.
Yeah, seriously. They have dogs at the entrance, and if they smell anything that's been purchased from Walmart on you, they won't let you in.
Yeah, they rip out your throat.
Yep.
Crazy how that legislation passed.
Yeah, well, the dogs need to eat.
Yeah.
And poor people need to not be in Nordstrom.
They're criminally underfed to keep a high standard of beauty on Instagram.
So, stepsister, the redhead one, oh no, that's not the redhead. It's the brunette. They're kind of interchangeable in some ways. Anyway, doesn't really matter.
So, now the original Cinderella story... well, let's call the Disney one the original, air quotes original, because that's the one that most of American society probably knows it from. The stepsisters are pretty ugly. Now, to my memory, in the Selena Gomez Cinderella story, the stepsisters weren't ugly. They were just, like, shitty people. So how do they go with it here? Because do they dare to have not beautiful people anywhere in their movie?
No.
What a shock. Okay.
So... There's the evil stepmom. She's middle-aged. She's relatively attractive, but and the brunette is the tall one, the like really ambitious one. She's pretty as well.
Okay.
And then there's the dopey one, who we get a decent amount of comedy from, and she's not particularly like striking. She's not a 10, but she's a normal person, normally attractive.
Right. Okay.
So, but they're ugly in their souls, Larry.
Well, yeah, right. You can't bear to hire ugly people and pay them a living wage, so I'm just curious how they ran with that.
Definitely have beautiful people.
Yeah, right.
So the brunette one ends her vlog by zooming in on messy Cindy on the ground and giving her the Loser of the Week award.
Oh my!
I hate movies that have anything to do with social media.
Why do we watch so many of them?
Because that's just what society is turning into. So any movie from the last 5 years is gonna have social media in it.
Christ!
I know, it's bad. It's bad. So of course that video goes viral. It's got tens of thousands of views. Cindy's completely mortified. We cut to Christmas Adventureland, where a large black man doing his best angry Terry Crews impression is, wearing a bright red patterned Christmas suit. He's pretty great. I kind of like him.
Okay.
He's just very angry, and he yells at Buddy the dancing elf for being late. And it's, just gets in his face and like, hey, Buddy the dancing elf, do you want to be Buddy the fired elf? Don't be late next time. Get your costume and get on stage.
Yeah, that sounds like really top of the line humor.
It plays well. It plays okay.
You just need to be given the literal dregs of movie. You need to be given things that don't make sense. Your amusement in the worst humor really throws a wrench into all of my plans.
So Sydney comes running up. He threatens to fire her too. In the dressing room, Cindy and the other lady elf, who's her close friend, notice that there is a new Santa. And he's struggling to put his, fat Santa pillows into the Santa suit, because he's actually an attractive young man.
Fat Santa pillows. Are you sure this isn't a porn?
It damn well should be. Christmas Terry Crews bursts in and yells at them some more. Cindy ends up helping Santa, whose face is obscured by his Santa beard and wig. He looks down at her and says, "Have we met before? Because of course Prince Charming is Santa." Except neither of them figure it out.
Right.
So, and they set that up where they both mentioned like, "Oh, I have to be at work in 20 minutes or whatever." But I didn't really see it coming, but they had set it up.
So, I folks at home, I'm just remembering now that what the Cinderella story is. And if we throw back to Squarehead Cinderella Gomez story, the glass slipper was a Zune. A Zune. Let's just.
Oh, God.
So now I'm remembering what the story is. I don't know what the glass slipper in this movie is going to be, but I really hope it's a Santa beard.
I don't think there's a glass slipper, actually.
That's the entirety of Cinderella. What are you talking about?
They just wanted the evil step peoples.
Ugh.
That was what the Cinderella theme.
So there's no. How do you? Oh my. Okay, fine. Just go. Fucking A.
Well, they fuck at the end, so it ends the same.
Yeah, right. Because I'm so mad.
If there's something that was meant to be the slipper and I just missed it, make sure to let me know, because I also am an oblivious twat.
All right,
so that's certainly a possibility.
Continue. Now I'm even more upset.
Cindy and her elf friend go on stage and perform one of Cindy's original Christmas songs because she's a singer-songwriter, and that's the perk of the job, is that she gets to use her original songs.
Okay.
Cindy? Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Cindy is shy, but has an amazing voice. After the workday, Cindy and friend elf are walking along and chatting. Cindy recounts her embarrassing afternoon with her evil steps. Friend elf is amazed she got to meet famous dude Prince Charming, Dominic Wintergarden.
Yeah, Frobier Winterbottom, yep.
They continue to talk about hot new Santa, who goes by Nick, Saint Nick, Dominic. Get it?
No. Can
you get it?
Can you explain it, please? I actually don't get it.
I don't get it either. Okay, I just wanted to look smart.
Well, shame on you. And on Christmas, of all times.
Elf friend wonders if there are any workplace rules about one of the elves sitting on Santa's face while the other one rides him like a jockey at Belmont.
Oh, God, please. Please, Lord, it's been so long.
You need to take a porn break, Larry?
Perhaps.
We should just build that into the show. We'll have intermission and just tell everyone, go jerk one out.
Yeah, I would record it, but the shrieking. No one wants to hear the shrieking.
That's a good point. Cindy gets home and evil stepmother forces her to do a mountain of chores and takes a big portion of Cindy's tip money as contribution for dog food.
Her tit money, eh?
Did I say tip money?
No. But okay. The fact that you wouldn't be surprised if you did speaks volumes, I think.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if I made a Freudian nipple now and then. I mean, damn it.
Are we bad people?
Yes.
I feel like we need to...
Why are you still asking that?
At some point during every podcast, I feel the need to ask it because it seems relevant.
It's like all the Nazis at the end of the war in the Holocaust. Like, oh no, I think we messed up.
I don't know that a lot of them did that.
Some of them did.
I'm sure 2 or 3.
Okay. Where are we at here? Jesus Christ. Yeah, we find out. Oh yeah, and the dog is like a crippled dog, a differently abled dog. I don't know, man. It's in a little wheelchair, and the brunette daughter says has some like shitty comment. I forget exactly what it was, but it kind of made me chuckle just because of how mean it was. Like that mangy flea infested wheelbarrow dog.
Okay.
So that gave me a chuckle. And it gets weirdly anthropomorphized throughout the movie. That's probably my biggest gripe, honestly. So we'll see some of that later.
It's okay. I'm gonna need some explanation on that later.
Yeah, we'll cover it. We find out Sydney's. I'm gonna keep calling her Sydney. Fuck. Perth, Melbourne. I don't know. Just
you
Australia.
got Australia on the brain.
Exactly. Yeah.
And of the Macas.
And of the Macas. So Cindy's dad died, and her stepmother has control of Cindy's inheritance until she turns 18. Stepmother then menacingly says, and a lot can happen in 4 months. Like, she gonna kill her? What the fuck?
Yeah, and I mean, Jesus. What did her dad
finishing...
do? Why do they have a lot of money? I don't care. Actually, never mind. I don't want to know.
They're in a big, fancy mansion. I mean, because, like, later on, they're trying to, like, climb up the social chain, so I'm assuming they're millionaires, but they always want more.
I've been watching The OC, which is just basically a show about rich people in California, and it just sounds so much like an episode of that I can't even. Oh, Lord.
Sydney, oh my God.
Just call her Sydney.
Okay.
Sydney, who cares? It's all the same.
After
Sydney, Australia story featuring 500 scorpions and 1 kangaroo.
Cindy Lou Who sits down in her room.
It's Christmas.
She looks at her snow globe that was a gift from her dead dad. She then starts singing a Christmas song, one of her original compositions. She stands up and dances around the room, twirling and eventually leaning up against the wall, holding the wall near her door, hugging the snow globe to her chest as she hits the high note of the song, at which point stepmother opens the door and stares daggers at Sydney, damn it, causing her to stop singing. And then without a word, stepmother closes the door again, which the way it played out, I loved that.
Sounds objectively terrifying.
It really was, like, unsettling, but also hilarious.
You know, do you remember in Tusk, the scene where the guy who he thinks is in a wheelchair gets up and slaps him and, like, points the finger in his face totally silently?
Yeah.
It's like that just very creepy sort of... Why am I
Very
referencing Tusk? Oh, God. This show has ruined my knowledge of movies.
You're a bad boy.
Yeah, that's not incorrect.
Stepmother and the stepdaughters are desperate to make connections with other high society types. They have found out that Prince Charming's dad is super duper rich and is throwing a big holiday gala for like disabled pets. So... And then they have more comments about, why would you waste money on disabled pets?
That sounds
so many other.
That sounds adorable and heartbreaking.
The dopey stepsister mentions offhand that dead dad was friends with Prince Charming's dad. Evil stepmother is confused and says, "Wait, who?" And dopey stepsister just keeps repeating, like, dead dad over and over again, which the way it plays out is made me chuckle.
Okay, yep, I'm sure it did.
I reproach your judgment, sir.
Well, too bad. It's happening anyway. You clearly deserve it.
She explains that Cindy's photo albums have tons of pictures of the two guys on trips around the world together. So the evil steps raid Sydney's bedroom. God damn it, again. Melbourne.
This is hilarious.
I can't say it right.
You really are. You really can't. You're struggling with that.
They nab photos from photo albums and steal Cindy's snow globe. Which apparently was acquired on one of those special trips the two dads took to the North Pole, and Prince Charming's dad's name is written on the bottom of it. So
yeah. I love about the North Pole? The penguins, the cold, and the fucking gift shop.
Penguins
it's
are
the dumbest
the Antarctic,
thing.
Larry.
I don't care.
You fucked it up.
Listen.
Polar bears.
Listen,
Inuits.
There's 2 animals that I love. It's bears and penguins, and really, honestly, either pole is just great because they have those things. But yeah, no, the best part is the gift shop.
Yeah, they kind of explain it later. Like, there's some little piece of metal inside the snow globe that they found at the North Pole.
That sounds like something from a Marvel movie. Like, Superman would eat that to beat Zod or something stupid. What are you talking about?
How do you think we defeat Zod at the end?
Snapping his neck and killing a bunch of people, but that movie was bad.
Okay.
Spoilers for a movie that has been out for, I think, 10 years and is universally reviled.
They've now, the evil girls have taken the snow globe and they have it hiding. It's going to be their secret weapon later.
To defeat Zod, yes, I get it. Right.
Yes. Cindy realizes her snow globe is gone.
I feel like you still said it wrong.
Cindy.
Cindy.
Cindy. I just needed to practice a bunch. But she freaks out and is super upset, asks where the hell's my snow globe, but the evil steps stay tight-lipped and say, oh, maybe the dog took it.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
That's the funniest line so far.
Cindy and Prince Charming as Santa flirt and talk about dead parents and dreams and shit. We find out that Prince Charming...
That sounds like you describing something from The Sims. It's such an awkward conversation.
They have decent chemistry.
No, I mean, I'm sure it's fine, but just the description back just sounds like something you'd read in a video game.
Dead Parents and Dreams. That's an album title right there. Prince Charming reveals that he manages a couple of bands and wants to be more involved with music, but he's afraid his dad won't like that, so I don't know. And then, they're talking about dreams, and she has a dream of being a singer, Of
course.
A representative from Prince Charming's dad comes to the front door with an invitation to the gala for stepmother and Cindy. Cindy? Cindy
Lou
Good.
Who.
Cindy Lou Who. So it's really, like, awkward. Like, the stepmother answers the door, and she's wearing, like, one of those, like, makeup masks with, like, goop, like the green shit all over her face like you get at a spa.
Yeah.
And she originally thinks it's a salesperson, so she says, not interested, fuck off.
Okay.
And then he tells her, like, through the door, is like, I'm a representative from Terry Wintergarden. And then she opens the door, and she's like, oh, come in. Can I get you a drink, a coffee, anything stronger?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, no, I'm working, I'm good. And she gives an invitation to the stepmother and one for Cindy. Because the billionaire dad, like, knew Cindy's dad and had met Cindy before when she was a little girl.
Sure, right.
So, fun stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
I keep getting lost. And during the account, our evil stepmother proceeds to take off 2 of her robes, each time revealing skimpier robes underneath.
Okay, that sounds vaguely amusing.
This whole interaction just played really well. And she gets down, the dog in the wheelchair harness thing shows up.
Okay.
And she says, this, don't mind the dog, we just can't get rid of him. And then he says, well, the gala is for disabled animals. And she says, and he can't get rid of us. We love him so much. And she reaches down and the dog snaps at her hand. And she says, don't mind him. She's just nervous around strangers. And the guy reaches down and the dog just starts licking him and is super friendly. So kind of just some standard stuff. But the whole encounter, especially her just pulling robes off to, like, have more cleavage each time.
That sounds pretty funny. I'll give you that one.
It was good. And the stepmother, the acting overall through the movie is fine. Mm-hmm. No huge complaints. There are some stuff here and there that's not the best. Mm-hmm. The stepmother's pretty good at being maniacal and just, like, pure sociopath, but also, like, turning on this weird fake dripping charm in certain situations like this one. Okay. So I give props to her. She's probably acts the best in the film.
All right, fair enough.
Later on, brunette's stepsister is mortified. Oh, no, right. So she begs for an invitation for her other daughter who has special needs, dopey stepsister. I don't know if she really has special needs.
Okay.
But she's playing it off like, the fundraiser for disabled pets, and I have a daughter with special needs. Could we just get an extra ticket for her so she doesn't have to be alone on Christmas and family? And he finally relents and gives her an extra ticket. So there's a ticket for Dopey, ticket for evil stepmother, and for Cindy, and not for evil brunette.
Right.
And she later on is mortified when she realizes she doesn't have an invitation, but evil stepmother hatches a plan to have brunette stepsister pretend to be Cindy.
Right.
Since Prince Charming's dad.
Who could have seen that coming?
Yep, who could have? Hasn't seen Cindy since she was a little girl. And if there are any questions that come up, she can just whip out her special snow globe as proof that she's Cindy.
That was surprisingly insightful theft, then, to complete a relatively convoluted scheme that they didn't even know was going to happen until, like, today.
Yeah. They were, like, they said, make sure to grab anything we can that'll help us get a connection with Prince Charming's dad.
Okay.
We need to get an in with him somehow. So that's kind of explained. Still a little thin. So Cindy is sad up in her bedroom and forlornly just, like, asks the air, like, where is my snow globe? The fucking dog, who understands English apparently, gets up and leads her to brunette's stepsister's door and starts barking. And she opens the door and goes in. The dog starts barking at the bottom of the bed, which is where the snow globe's hidden.
Is this dog actually Santa Claus? Is that
no? It's played by oh god,
Mickey
what's
Rooney.
His name? No. Shit. Gollum. What's Gollum
Andy
guy's
Serkis.
name? There we go. Andy Serkis.
Oh, man. He is hard up for work if he's playing in fucking Cinderella story, Christmas, whatever, afterbirth.
Afterbirth.
Yeah.
Oh, God. There's so much afterbirth.
Oh, we like this.
So, yeah, she's just about to get on her hands and knees and find the snow globe, but then the evil steps show up and shoo her away. And, well, can't we respect your privacy. Why can't you respect ours? After they went into her room and took all the photos.
I hate other people. I hate all other humans.
Well,
and I hate everybody who's ever made a movie ever.
There's a couple good ones here and there.
I mean, probably. I've yet to meet any.
Prince Charming and Cindy flirt at work. He gives her an invitation to the gala, and she still doesn't know who the fuck he is, so she's like, oh, how did you get this? And he's like, oh, I know someone who knows someone. And she tries to refuse.
He's in Santa gear at this point?
He's always in Santa gear when he interacts with her.
Okay.
They like the Terry Crews guy. There's 2 rules: don't be late and don't ever be out of costume, because it'll destroy the magic.
How convenient.
Yep.
Okay.
So she tries to refuse at first.
Hold on, I need to just back up a second. So this guy, Prince Charming, he's like a recording artist of some note, right?
No, he manages a couple of like small time bands.
Okay, so he's not famous.
No, he's famous for being the son of a billionaire.
And he's doing menial Christmas work where someone else tells him what to do. I don't know if you know a lot of sons of billionaires, but I do. I hobnob with the best. And they really seem like people who are very open to taking orders for a job that I believe pays minimum wage.
Well, he's built different, Larry. He's a nice fella.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing.
Okay. All right. He just wants kids on his lap. That's it.
Well, there we go. See, now we're talking. Now we're getting
Why
to the
does
bottom
anyone
of this.
be a mall Santa?
I mean,
molestation.
I'm not going to cast shade on all mall Santas.
I will.
Okay, well, there, we got that on record. Merry Christmas in July.
Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho, how are you still listening to this?
Cindy comes home to find the evil stepmothers, or the evil steps, trying on dresses for the gala. She asks how they got their tickets, and evil stepmother says, what do you think I do all day? Cindy responds...
Same question.
She responds somewhat cheekily, which is out of character for her, and this is setting up my favorite, like the balls thing. This is another one. So she says, sit around all day trolling the internet and between spray tans, and brunette stepsister turns around and calls out from across the room, speaking of tans, you could use a little color. You look like a fetus.
All right, that's pretty good.
I was not expecting the word fetus to come up in a Cinderella story Christmas wish.
That's a pretty wild. That is, yeah, no, I'll give you that one. That's pretty good.
I was like, I had to go back and like, did she actually say fetus? Oh, boy.
Yikes.
So, yeah, like this movie, there was someone in the writer's room who was really pushing the dial. Got to turn it up to 11. We get a Christmas montage at Christmas Adventureland. It's like the still shots of Santa photos with crying children. The elves are dancing on stage. We have Terry Crews, like trying to dance in private, but then the elves catch him and they start teaching him how to dance. It's so wholesome.
Yeah, it sounds great. Can't wait to hear your rating.
Backstage, Prince Charming reveals that he is actually Dominic Wintergarden.
Oh, wow. I keep wanting to make fake names to call him, but I don't need to. It's dumb enough already. It's like, because you know how one of the internet's best jokes is making fun of Benedict Cumberbatch's name?
Oh, yeah. Bumbledick Snickersnatch.
Bandicoot Pepperpatch. I wanted to do that with this guy, but I can't do it fast enough because it's already dumb.
This is true. She's completely shocked and like freaks out and is like, oh my god, you're a famous person. Jeez. And then she also is like mortified and doesn't want to take her costume off because she's the Starbucks girl.
Right.
And he'll remember her and she'll be mortified. And they do a whole thing where like he says, I forget how it starts, but like something because they're flirting and banter and he's like, oh, we should see each other without the costumes. And he takes his hat off and he says, okay, I took one off. Now your turn. And they're like trading back and forth. She takes off her fake ears. And it's this whole flirty thing. I know, like Bone Zone. We're going to Bone Zone.
Hell yeah. Is this going to end with her ending up with like a Santa fetish?
God, I hope so. I need someone else in the world who has a Santa fetish along with me.
Your poor wife.
I know. I have to dress her up like Santa every time we make love.
When you guys want to schedule love making, just to get in the chair at 4 a.m. to get all made up like Santa.
Damn straight.
That is devotion.
She's got them big Santa pillows, too, that we stuff in the suit. More cushion for the pushing.
I'm sure your wife loves having her breasts referred to as big Santa pillows. We really need to have her on this show so she can divorce you live.
We need a voice modulator so she can't be identified.
I think that's for the best for everyone.
Yes, for sure. So Cindy doesn't want to reveal who she is. Because the video went viral, all that fun stuff. So Elf Friend and Cindy are out for coffee. Cindy is lamenting that she doesn't have anything to wear to the gala and can't afford a gown of her own. And there is some other thing where they were walking past a store and they saw a super fancy teal gown, and she was like, "Oh, I wish I could have something like this, but I can't afford it in this lifetime." Elf Friend, who had mentioned before that she got a gig doing costume design for the fancy gala. So they already kind of set up that she's a seamstress. So she gives Cindy a big Christmas gift, and it's a gown that she made herself that looks almost like the one they saw in the shop window.
How convenient.
So Cindy starts crying, and they hug, and friends, and it's adorable.
Thank you for not sexualizing that like you usually would.
They're wearing elf suits. Are they still wearing their elf suits in that scene? That's kind of weird. They're wearing elf suits all the time, which are definitely not overly sexualized, which I was very disappointed about.
Yep. You're a bad man, Charlie Brown.
Just give me a tit window. That's all I'm asking for.
Elf suit with tit window.
Let me Amazon that right now.
I'm sure it exists.
Oh, God. So Cindy and Prince Charming flirt some more after work, and banter. She still doesn't reveal who she is. And it's while they're bantering, she's sweeping and he's picking up trash. But one of the weird things that really fucked with my head is he's going around with a little bucket, picking up trash off the ground. And then there's ropes for crowd control that have those banisters and then a velvet rope going between them.
Yeah. Like a bank
There's
line.
a piece of trash on each banister, on the top, set purposefully there on the banister. And he just goes down the aisle picking them up while they're talking.
What fucking villain?
I know.
What series of villains does that?
It's one thing to litter and just toss something on the ground.
Sure.
That's still shitty.
Yeah, it's real.
Should never do that. But why? And is it one person that had multiple pieces of trash and purposefully left them one on each banister?
Yeah, I don't know. That requires levels of littering that make no sense.
I was very upset by that. But then they have a big choreographed dance dance and song thing, during which day suddenly turns into night between shots, which is always fun.
Oh, my least favorite.
And they dance on a carousel that's inexplicably running even though the Christmas park is closed.
Okay.
Which also got me get a little hot under the collar. Cindy gets home late at night, and she's super happy and smiling and twirling and, oh, I'm in love, da-da-da-da-da. It's late at night, everyone's asleep, but stepmother, is lingering in the shadows. She goes upstairs, and fucking this dog. She's like, oh, I need a place to hide the invitation and the gown. And the dog immediately wanders over to his bed and starts sniffing at it. And he's like, oh, that's a great idea, Bruno. That'll be the last place they'll look because they hate you and they hate dogs and everything. So she hides the shit under the dog bed, and she wakes up the next morning and the dog is missing. Cindy goes downstairs.
Okay.
Cindy goes downstairs and finds her stepmother all dressed up, holding her dog and a glass of wine. Dopey stepsister also pops out of nowhere, all dressed up as well. And Cindy, even says something what's going on here? Did you guys, choreograph this? What the hell? And then brunette stepsister comes down, the big sweeping flight of stairs in Cindy's gown.
Okay, yep.
And says, thank you so much for the lovely Christmas present for me. This will be perfect to wear at the gala. Of course, he says, I'll have to make some alterations because it's too tacky. Da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Evil stepmother then pulls out Cindy's invitation to the gala and burns it over a candle. and accuses her of lying.
That is needlessly camp, but all right.
It's like she holds it in the flame for a long time, and it's 30 seconds.
Jesus.
That's all. And what's the threat with the dog is weird.
Because
it's just kind of this tacit threat.
I don't understand.
I don't know.
Okay.
So Cindy is sad and cries. Okay, when you're yelling at me for my rating, just forget this next scene happens.
Oh, boy. Oh, good.
Because this is really dumb.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Cindy is very sad and is crying in bed, but then elf friend calls her and tells her that she's been hired to do... I don't know this term, like a holiday gram. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah. I know immediately what you're talking about, even though I don't know if it's really.
You hire someone to show up.
Yeah, it's like a singing telegram, basically.
Yeah. Okay, telegram. That's where the word came from.
Yeah,
I'm thinking like pot.
Oh, really? Okay, yeah. No, I know immediately.
Not really. I didn't know what word it came from, but telegram makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, it's like a singing telegram.
Okay, so she's been hired for a holidaygram at Prince Charming's house.
Well, when you say, do you mean the friend has or Cindy has? I almost said Cindy.
Cindy has.
Fuck. Okay, got it. All right.
Cindy's confused.
What is the friend, her fucking manager? I don't care. Go on.
Don't think too
Can't
much.
wait to hear your rating. Don't worry, I'm going to remember this scene distinctly.
10 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. I'll quit. Quit the show. You will never find somebody who hates things as much as I do. I promise you.
That is true.
And if you do, I will kill them and eat them and eat their heart and gain their courage and their hate.
Jeez.
Only make myself more powerful.
Cindy's confused, but she gets dressed up in her elf costume and shows up anyway. Prince Charming apparently hired her to show up because he wanted her to meet his friends, but wasn't sure if she would come.
Okay, yeah.
His friends are rich douchebags.
Of the rich and the famous.
The friends are rich douchebags, and like before she gets there, he's like, "This girl's really important to me. I want you guys to meet her. Don't mess this up. Don't be jerks." And of course, they're instantly jerks and start like making fun of her elf costume. And one of them is like, "Oh no, I'll start singing with you. I just need to get in the Christmas spirit." Goes to grab her hat and wig. She freaks out and falls down. Her hat and wig comes off, and everyone's instantly realizes that she's Starbucks girl, and they all start laughing at her.
So they couldn't, the hat and the wig, it didn't occur to me until just now. Hold on a fucking second here. So her disguise is basically Superman with glasses. The hat and the wig obscure her that much that they can't tell that she's the servant girl.
Yeah, but they...
Go on. Please defend yourself.
These people only saw her in person, like when she spilled the coffee. So they only saw her for a few seconds, and then, she had the viral video.
Okay, I was about to say, so they actually remember, so there's a viral video. Again, though, I feel like I don't care. I just don't care. All right. God's sake. It didn't occur to me before how dumb that was. At least the Santa costume, he's got the beard. Yeah,
it's a purple wig.
Oh, that did it. Of course.
There we go.
There you go. Yep.
I'm glad you feel better.
You saved it. I like the movie now.
Cindy gets up and runs away. Prince Charming runs after her and tries to apologize, but she yells at him and accuses him of toying with her and being a rich jerk. She grabs her things and storms out, but accidentally leaves her song notebook behind.
That's not the slipper. I don't care. Go on, continue.
No, yeah.
I'm trying to fix this movie for you. Don't worry.
It's already pretty good.
It's my Herculean task. I'll never be finished.
The evil steps are preparing for the gala. Dopey stepsister picks up the invitations, but accidentally drops the envelope with the letter from Prince Charming's dad on the floor and doesn't realize. When Cindy goes to hand brunette stepsister her bag, she notices the snow globe is inside. She grabs it out of the bag and is very upset. "How could you steal this from me? I was looking for it for weeks. You lied to me." Brunette stepsister tries to grab it back, and they fight over it, and it breaks. Of course. Evil stepmother sighs and says to Cindy, "Clean it up," and then they leave. Cindy is sobbing over the broken snow globe. Then fucking dog shows up. She tells the dog,
"I'm having a really
bad day."
Or Jesus. Maybe the dog is Jesus.
It could be Jesus. The dog fucking leads her over with its anthropomorphized situational awareness to the fucking envelope on the floor.
Jesus Christ.
And I know.
The dog's the smartest part of the movie.
It's so stupid. I hated that. It's the only thing that kept this from being a 10.
Wow. Unbelievable you are. What year was this movie made?
2019.
Okay, that's great.
And there wasn't any budget info on it. I think it was straight to streaming for some.
Is it a Netflix
something.
original?
I don't think so.
Okay,
no.
because there's a lot of Christmas Netflix originals, so I didn't remember if this one was or not.
I'm pretty sure it's not.
Great.
So she reads the letter and realizes what the evil steps have been up to. And then she gets a determined look on her face and says, "They can take my money, my inheritance, and even my gown, but they can't take my name. Bruno, I'm going to the gala." Darn tootin'.
Okay. It's like Braveheart.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's like Braveheart. She's Mel Gibson.
Yeah.
She hates the Jews.
Evisceration
It is a Christmas
scene is
movie.
a little more... Yeah. It's a little more brutal when she gets eviscerated in this one. They actually show it.
Oh, I see.
The actress died for the role.
It's true, yeah. I remember reading about it.
Yeah, it was
The
like...
bloodbath.
Yeah, like a Daniel Day-Lewis kind of like commitment to a role. So at the gala, the evil steps show up. Dopey stepsister has sight gags with the hors d'oeuvres, where she like keeps grabbing more and more of them off of a tray and stuffs them in her purse. She eats a piece of shrimp and then immediately spits it out. That kind of stuff.
Okay.
They hunt down Prince Charming's dad and make incredibly awkward introductions. It was too much to describe, but she goes up to him and like turns him around and is like, "Oh, hi, it's so nice to finally meet you." And he's like, "Do I know who you are?" And she says, you might say I'm the future stepmother of Dominic Wintergarden. And it's just really cringy and like uncomfortable to watch, kind of like Michael Scott in The Office.
I was about to say The Office is always my first go-to with cringe.
where it's funny and it's done well and it's over the top and ridiculous, but it is just kind of hard to watch because of how cringy it is.
The older I get, the less cringe I can take. I just literally find myself like holding my hand over my eyes, just going, "No, stop!" I've done it. I've done that. I did that this week while I was watching.
Jeez,
I can't handle cringe anymore. Too much like real life.
Dopey stepsister keeps talking in a British accent, even though the mom keeps telling her to stop. And she says, holds out her hand and says, "It's my pleasure to meet you, your highness." And he's like, I'm not a highness. Brunette stepsister, of course, is posing as Cindy. Prince Charming's dad says, "Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss." And he asks her about her dad. Of course, Brunette stepsister never met the stepdad, but didn't really know or care anything about him. So she goes on a long-winded, rehearsed speech that sounds like a 4th grade book report.
Okay.
Talking about his like travels and work to save animals and stuff like that. And she, throughout the speech, continually calls him by his full name, Jason Decker. And every time evil stepmom corrects her, it's like, "No, Daddy, it's Daddy." And she's like, "Oh, right, Daddy."
Right.
And it just, I don't know. It's awful and cringy, but kind of good or plays out well.
It sounds like it could be amusing if you actually saw it. Yeah, I get that.
Prince Charming comes up to the group, and Brunette stepsister jumps forward to introduce herself because she's been hunting his wiener. That's the main reason they want to go to the gala, because she wants to hop on that dong.
Is that what the kids call it nowadays? Hunting his wiener?
I'm hunting wieners tonight, Mom.
Mom. I like that's a conversation you have with your mom, yeah.
"Well, darling, if you're hunting wieners, you might want a tit window on your shirt."
Boy, Isaac, our family dinners are much different than yours. Christ.
Yeah, my mom keeps giving me shirts with tit windows. I'm like, it's not flattering for me.
Right. Oh, God.
Brunette stepsister. Oh, yeah, the dad says, "I don't know if you remember, but you two actually played together as kids," thinking she's Cindy. Brunette stepsister says, "Oh, of course, I remember." And she reaches out her hand and touches Prince Charming's chest. Says, "I remember playing doctor with you. Maybe we should do it again." Prince Charming stammers and says, No, thank you." At which point his friend, who is with him, for their interaction, coughs a couple of times and says, "Actually, I've got a little something. Can I make an appointment?"
You're too amused by this.
It played out really well.
It
was good. I might watch this movie at Christmas time.
Please tell me that's a lie.
I might.
Oh my God, Isaac!
I might.
Isaac, you disappoint me.
I know.
You disappoint me.
Is it because my clothes don't have enough tit windows?
I mean, that might help. But I just don't understand how these things happen, Isaac. How did it come to this?
I don't know. I got kicked in the head by a few too many mules.
Well, stop hanging around mules.
No, they're my friends.
I guess that you need some. God's sake. Yeah, you're like genuinely tickled by parts of this movie that you shouldn't be tickled by.
I'm a little tickle munchkin.
Just more and more. That sounds like a porn. Continue.
Elf friend, who is working on the costuming at the gala, is sneaking in Cindy
Every time you say elf friend, I just think of Lord of the Rings. That's like one of the descriptors they use to describe fucking, I think, Frodo and Bilbo. I think of that every time. Oh, God.
Elf friend is played by, oh man, I'm not good with names.
Elijah Wood.
Frodo Baggins.
Elijah Wood. I hate Elijah Wood.
I'm trying to think of a joke. Would Elijah do X? And I can't. I got nothing. So I just wanted to tell you about that process in my brain that misfired.
Listen, if there's anything we should do in the Bells of Netflix is tell each other about our failures. I'm totally in agreement with you there.
So she's sneaking Cindy into the gala dressed in her elf costume. The plan is to have her go on stage with the other elves and then reveal who she is to everyone. This is kind of a weird plan. Again, don't think of this scene when you're yelling at me later.
Too late.
The plan is kind of weird because her costume doesn't match the other elves and she doesn't know the dance choreography at all. So she ends up getting like shoved on stage by a rushed stage manager, and she hides behind a prop as the show starts, like a wooden picture presence or an elf or something.
Yep.
Of course, after 20 seconds, one of the elves spins the prop around as part of the choreography, and she's revealed. Cindy then struggles to dance along with the elves, which is very out of sync, and a half-decent physical comedy ensues where she's bumping into people and, a third decent.
Mm-hmm.
A third decent.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the dance, Cindy, shoves someone into, or she's spinning around holding someone's hands, and she accidentally lets go of them, and they go flying into a piece of wooden scenery and get knocked unconscious. The evil steps recognize Cindy on stage, and Prince Charming does as well.
Oh, but she has a purple wig, Isaac, that's impenetrable. How could you possibly tell who she is? As I was told by a good friend that cleared the whole thing up.
Well, once you really know someone's face and it's not just from a viral video, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
If you put on a purple wig, I would know it was you. If the whatever TikToker last shook their boobies in my direction put on a purple wig, I might not be able to recognize her.
You're getting closer and closer and closer to saying bubbies like you're an old Jewish grandmother. Give it a couple more weeks, and we're gonna have
you. Yeah, we'll get there.
Yeah.
It's progress, not perfection. So yeah, they're both run off. Prince Charming runs off as well. Turns out that the elf. God, don't think about this scene either. Turns out the elf that was knocked out was supposed to be the Snow Queen for the show's big finale. So now the stage manager says that Cindy has to be the Snow Queen because she's the one who knocked her out.
That's how it works. Well, honestly, if the company I work for is any indication, failing upwards tends to be the American way. So
that is true. So she gets stuffed in the big, super fancy Snow Queen dress, and Elfriend even arranges for Cindy to sing her own Christmas song. And
failing upwards, indeed.
She goes about getting the backing track set up in the sound system, which don't think about the choreography from the backup dancers that magically happens to a song they've never heard.
Despite the fact that she just ended up in a dance that she didn't know and ruined the whole production. You're an idiot.
Yep.
This is your fault.
Oh, God. So she's backstage behind the curtain, which is still closed, waiting for the show to start, or her scene to start. Prince Charming, who's been running around backstage along with Stepmother, finally finds her. They have a little banter. She says she's sorry she had to sneak into the gala, but her stepmom burned her ticket. And she says, what kind of stepmother would burn your ticket to the gala? And then evil stepmother shows up and interrupts them, and she says, that's her. And he's confused, because he just met... Yeah, so he doesn't really know what's going on. It's all weird. But then the stage manager shows up and... Oh, no, sorry. This is another one that got me pretty good.
Oh, my God.
So they're on stage arguing. Then the curtain goes up and the spotlight hits all three of them. The audience is very confused and silent and shocked. And Dopey stepsister starts waving vigorously and shouts, "Hi, Mom!"
Yeah, hilarious. Hilarious.
It was good. It was really good.
Really good. Really good.
Yep, really good.
I may need to watch this just so I can rebut, because there is no way. I'm willing to believe a lot of the things you say, but in this case, there is no way a Cinderella story Christmas wish, or whatever the fuck, is it? No, you're wrong. You're just wrong. You're wrong and sick and wrong.
I think you would probably give it a couple scores lower than I did. Like, you'd probably rate it like an 8.
Boy, I can't wait to hear your rating.
The stage director then shows up and forces Prince Charming and Evil Stepmom off the stage. Cindy then performs her Christmas song, and a bunch of choreographed snow people show up with choreography to a song they've never heard before. And also, Cindy's not mic'd up, but whatever. That's fine. It's okay.
I mean, the mic'd up thing, whatever. That's easily explainable. But the choreographed thing, you're not getting off with that one.
It's not as choreographed as the earlier one where the elves are all interacting. It's more like ballerina just kind of fluttering around, and eventually they all pick her up and hold her on their shoulders and shit like that. So I guess they maybe are just improvising some snow people ballet.
It's always fun. It's always fun to hear you try and fix these movies. To try and justify your shitty liking of them. You stupid bad man.
I have no shame. Cindy then gets off stage and outs the evil steps for their lie. Prince Charming's dad recognizes the little pendant piece of metal that's on her bracelet. It was the same piece of metal that was inside of the snow globe, and there's only 2 of them in the world. And we need them both to defeat Zod. He pulls out his snow globe.
Thing. Oh my God. Yeah, they're gonna put him together. It's gonna turn to a scarab, fly into the Arabian desert, turn into the temple from Aladdin that I forget the name of.
Temple of Doom, isn't it?
No, that's Indiana Jones. That's the one with Short Round.
The Temple of Tigers and Lavas.
Well, it had both of those things.
Yeah. Sand Tiger Cave.
That's my favorite video game.
Cave of Mysteries?
Alexa, what is the temple in Aladdin called? Yeah, well, she was no use. What a shock. I'll look it up. That's way more interesting than anything you could possibly tell me about this fucking movie.
Cave of Mysteries.
Cave of Wonders, that's it.
That's even better.
Yeah.
I was going to say Cave of Mysteries is a good name for the lady parts.
Yep, knew that was coming. Cave of Wonders is much better.
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah. We're bad people.
So,
we're bad people.
Yeah,
shouldn't be allowed to have a podcast.
We're heterosexual people who engage only in consensual relations.
I don't know why you felt the need to distinguish that, because I'm pretty sure that was just assumed.
Well, yeah, but I think we can like movies. And Caves of Wonders.
It's went a weird direction.
Cave of Blunders is more like it in my situation.
How's your wife?
Oh, God. I think she's still alive.
One would hope.
Yeah, it'd be pretty surprising if she wasn't. I mean, I didn't push the detonation button. Jesus Christ. Okay, we are bad people.
Horrible. Horrible.
So they defeat Zod, Prince Charming's dad.
I forgot what led to this whole tangent.
He says, "I'm so sorry that I fell out of touch with your dad, and I'm so sorry for your loss." He then offers to support her while she tries to start her music career, offering to pay for an apartment for her so she can move out of the evil stepsister mother environment. He then has his goon escort the steps out of the gala, and Prince Charming and her banter a little more and dance. And that's the end of the movie.
But the stepmother still controls the inheritance. Just fucking drain that.
Oh, yeah, no, she basically says, like, after Cindy revealed what their plan actually was like, oh, well, there's so many expenses that it looks like there's nothing left of your inheritance. And that's when the billionaire's like, yeah, I got you, fam.
Yeah, how convenient.
Yeah. Everything works out in the end.
Well, I mean,
like a good movie should.
Yeah, that's definitely the hallmark of a great movie for sure.
So,
yeah, here we go. Let's see.
A Cinderella Story Christmas Wish was much better than I thought it was going to be. Having said that, it's not a good movie. The story's dumb, very predictable.
It's not even a Cinderella story.
Yeah, not really, no.
It's really just leaned heavily on the step family, the evil step family.
Yeah, that was all they wanted. Was there anything that was supposed to be the slipper?
Not that I could see.
Oh, right. No, I figured it out, because I didn't mention it, because it was a dumb scene. But No, it's still not even that. I don't know. That's the closest thing. She leaves her notebook behind by accident.
Well, yeah, I was going to say that sounded like it, but they already knew who she was at that point.
Yeah. There's a scene with, like, him and his dad later where he's, like, sitting there reading her song lyrics, and the dad comes in and is like, "You look sad, son. Do you want me to hire you a prostitute?" And he's like, "No, Dad. I'm reading this girl's song lyrics book, and I think I messed it up, but I really like her."
I mean...
He's like, "Okay, son, I'll buy her for you."
Well, honestly...
Yep.
Honestly, I mean, it kind of did. It hits the big points of a Cinderella story, I guess, but, you know.
Yeah.
The glass... him not knowing... I don't care. Honestly, I don't care.
Yeah.
It's better than a Zune. As long as it's better than a Zune.
Okay.
That's all I really care about.
I bet there's a lot of people who have no idea what a Zune is.
Yeah, if you want to hear what a
listeners.
Zune is, go listen to my episode where I reviewed a Cinderella story, whatever the hell. Not this one.
Cinderella story, Cave of Wonders.
I genuinely don't remember what the secondary subtitle was, but it's early. It's like the 30s, I think, or the 40s, somewhere.
Something like that.
God, we've done a lot of episodes of this fucking show.
We seriously have. So no real complaints about the acting, like the banter and chemistry between the romantic people was nothing great, nothing really that good, but it felt tangible.
Kidding aside, it sounded like the stepmother was fun.
Yeah, and the step sisters both had their roles too, and there's only so much I could go into, but
based on how much time you spend on them, it sounds like they were all pretty fun.
Yeah, there's definitely a good level of amusement that came from them, and they each had somewhat distinct characters, so it wasn't just they're all evil. They're dopey and stuff like that. So, and the other acting was fine. Stepmother was probably the best acting-wise, but no one really dropped the ball. I don't know. It's a Christmas movie, so like production value, like there's not special effects or anything. Overall, it looked fine. Right. It didn't look stupid like Scales Mermaids Are Real, where it's filmed on a shoestring money laundering budget. Yeah, this was actually produced to be a movie. And yeah, there were plot holes and stuff, but there were enough. I had several laugh out loud things. Most of the ones I mentioned, but actually got me to really lol for real life.
You didn't do a great job of selling those to me, but you know
the timing helps on some.
I'm a hard sell, so in fairness.
But the balls thing and the fetus joke really that kicked it up a notch.
The balls thing I think is low hanging fruit, much like a pair of testicles. But the fetus thing is pretty good. That's pretty off the wall. You look like a fetus. I'm gonna start using that. Drop that in a work meeting.
Color, you look like a fetus.
I got a work meeting on Tuesday. I'm gonna drop that and see how it flies.
Oh, hey Marge, you look like a fetus. Just don't. Make it sound very casual, like they're not sure if it's a compliment or an insult.
Yeah, I'm going to try and start dropping fetus in casual conversation more. See how that goes over. Like a lead balloon.
You're a man, Larry. I don't know if you can start dropping fetus.
No, I don't think I should do that. I don't think any part of that's a good idea.
So, my score, Larry, is a 4 out of 10.
Okay. If you were going to go any higher than a 4, I was going to launch into a tirade. A 4 is acceptable.
Yeah. There's enough dumb stuff that it's definitely not a 5. There's some pretty gaping plot holes and stupid story things, especially toward the end.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Very annoying.
Sounds like they really slapped together
dog.
The
dog pissed me off.
The dog is actually Santa Claus or Jesus.
Maybe it's a terrorist.
Didn't wink at the camera afterwards.
No, we didn't get that
because that would be pretty fitting if the dog winked at the end of the movie.
Jesus. So yeah, I don't know. Not much to say about it. If you need a stupid Christmas movie to put on, you could do a lot worse than this one.
I mean, there's a lot of Christmas movies available, so it sounds like this one wasn't the worst.
No, and again, like I might watch it again.
That is disgusting. Okay, if you say you enjoyed Babysitter Killer Queen, you gave that a 7 out of 10, and you say you want to watch it again, like, all right, maybe I can see that if you really enjoyed it. But if you rated this movie a 4 out of 10, and you're like, I might watch this again, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, there is. But no, I think the situation I could see it happening is like Christmas season, we're trying to watch more Christmas movies than normal. We've kind of gotten through the rotation. We watched Home Alone again, Christmas Story again, all that stuff. And then it's like, oh man, we've seen all the big ones. Are there any other Christmas things we should watch? And I'll be like, well, believe it or not, lovely wife, I could unshackle you from the radiator and we can watch a Cinderella story, Christmas Wish.
Okay, man. Look, I have a rotation of Christmas movies with my girlfriend, but it's like, I think 2 or 3. I don't know that we would go out seeking more. But I guess it's a thing people do. I know that like people really enjoy the Christmas season for some bizarre reason. And
we definitely like our Christmas movies.
Yeah.
I could see forcing the missus into this one.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
And into a shirt with a tit window. Gotta get one of those.
Yeah. Well, your mom's been giving them to you, I hear. I don't know if your wife's not necessarily your size, but...
I'm a husky boy.
Yeah. Well, you're among friends. Well, that was disappointing. I was really hoping that was a slam dunk.
No, definitely not a slam dunk.
God damn it.
Quality film. Should have won the Oscar.
I am bad at picking movies for you.
You've burned me.
Should have. Yeah, but not enough. I feel like you've burned me way more than I've burned you.
Well, the starting level of loathing for both of us is
my
not
bar
equal.
is way lower. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
certainly true.
I'm also very much like, oh, look, a squirrel.
Should probably talk to a doctor.
Squirrels aren't doctors, Larry.
Well, I would
Not
love
yet.
to see a squirrel in a little lab coat.
Not in this economy, you won't. That joke always works.
It really does. It makes me laugh every time, which is saying something about me for sure. All right. Well,
What do you got for me for next time you feed us?
well, next week, next week I am going to be reviewing. Oh God, the Princess Switch switched again,
Even switchier.
which is a terrible choice. Even switchier. The Nintendo Switch switched again. Is my next.
Oh,
movie.
you should watch it on the Switch.
And I don't think you can. I don't know if you can get Netflix on the Switch, but I will do that.
I think, you can, I'm pretty sure.
I will do that if I can, because that's a good joke. I did watch. I'm almost through with my first watch. I did fall asleep during it. Unfortunately, I don't think next week's going to be a banger of an episode because, boy, there's not much to talk about. Another week with nothing to talk about. It's great. Awesome.
So you liked the Switchy Princess?
No, not at all. But it's
Loved
not.
it.
It didn't. I don't.
8 out of 10.
I'm not coming in. 8 out of 10. Oh, God, no, never. Death. I will. If I ever give a movie 8 out of 10 on the bowels of Netflix, I'm going to have to quit because I don't. I don't know that I could name a movie that I think is an 8 out of 10. I mean, it's pretty much a
Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski's at 11 out of 10. I love that movie. It might be my favorite movie of all time.
It's up there for me.
Anyway, we debated of making the entire month of July Christmas in July. However, because I'm picking the movie for 2 weeks from now, which will be the 18th, it'll come out. I saw something dark and deep from our past that could not watch again because I know you would make me watch it again.
I know what it is. Oh no. Because I almost made you watch it again. Oh no.
We talk a lot about the first iteration of this show we did many years ago.
Oh no.
But one of the first movies Isaac made me watch. Well, now I'm tempted to make you tell me what it is in case there's more than one.
It's Pootie Tang.
It's Pootie Tang.
God damn
That's
it.
correct. Okay. Yeah, a long time ago, Isaac made me watch Pootie Tang, which does my memory of my review of it at the time, like 8 years ago, was utter bewilderment as to why people enjoy that movie.
Yeah.
Written by, at the time, not disgraced, but now disgraced Louis C.K., which should be interesting to talk about. I cannot watch that movie again.
Oh, man.
So Christmas in July will unfortunately not be a whole month for the pure sake of my self-defense, which I see now was a great idea.
Yeah, I was very close. Like, if it hadn't have been Christmas now, you might have been watching it.
I am very glad I happened to catch... And you know why? Honestly, it's your own fault, because there's a category on Netflix called Watch Again. And because I watched it on Netflix 8 years ago, it showed up there.
Ah, damn it.
So, Pootie Tang.
Oh, right.
Shout
I
out
should get
Tang.
the description. Chris Rock's in it, I forgot.
Yep.
In this feature-length outing... Thanks for that description. It's also an hour and 20 minutes. I don't know if that's quite feature length. Fucking goddamn it.
That's short.
Indefatigable? Is that a word?
Oh, Probably. You're probably pronouncing it wrong.
Indefatigable? What the hell? Indefatigable crime fighter Pootie Tang mixes it up with an evil CEO who wants kids to smoke, drink, and eat fast food. What the fuck? I vaguely remember your episode, but oh man. It's gonna be like remembering a bad dream. Indefatigable.
Indefatigable, adjective, a person or their efforts persisting tirelessly. There we go, we learned a new word.
That makes sense. It just sounds stupid.
This movie is weirdly beloved, and I think this is another one of those things where I realize that I'm the best and or worst person in the world. Because I hate it.
I hope I love it.
I would be shocked if you did.
Oh god, probably not. Jesus, Larry.
Another blast from the past.
You're Pootie Tanging me.
I'm just so glad that I don't have to watch it again.
Damn it.
I have very vague memories. There is one part of Pootie Tang that I 100% unironically loved with my whole heart. We'll talk about it when we get to it. But there is one character whom I have very, very deep fondness for.
The Shogun of Harlem.
It's not the Shogun of Harlem. That movie is a masterpiece.
Man, it would be great if the Shogun of Harlem was just like scattered in a bunch of other movies.
I want him to be. The Shogun of Harlem is the best thing to ever happen to film.
Yeah, like he's just like he's in the movie, doesn't have a speaking role, but you can see him just like Sophie's Choice. He's like the waiter at the restaurant or whatever.
He's just like they're at like a fucking department store, and he's just there like looking through racks of clothing in the background. Hands are glowing. Shogun of Harlem. God bless. I cannot wait. I need to play the Shogun of Harlem in D&D before I'm done.
This is true. All right, well, we have been the Vals of Netflix. Thank you so much for listening. Good God. Do the Facebook thing, do the Twitter thing. Find us, or send us an email, valsofnetflix@gmail.com. Like, rate, subscribe, spread the love, tell everybody that we're your favorite podcast.
Please do.
And hit that grandma with a wet fish.
Like Monty Python. We really do love doing this show. We're going to keep doing it, and summer stinks. It's on its way. It's technically summer now, but we're working on some stuff. It's great. I'm having a blast doing the show.
Absolutely.
And we're very thankful for all you listening.
Yeah, and we have more listens than we ever thought we would get, and we don't think we can... Oh, God, I'm dying. We don't think we can get more, so prove us wrong.
Yeah, it's true.
Listen. Make others listen forcibly.
Mm-hmm.
If you're a guard at Guantanamo Bay, there you go. We're your method of torture.
Really weird how we're leaning into that, but you know what? Hey, that's fine.
Listens are listens. Get them advertising dollars.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm joking. Please don't actually do that.
From all our advertisers, such as...
Yeah. Wait, what?
All our advertisers, such as... And I'm just making exaggerated hand motions.
Yes.
Large soap.
Nordstrom's. Too classy for us assholes.
This is terrible.
We love you. We'll see you next week.
Smell you later, like a fruitcake in July on a hot summer day. Grilling on the sidewalk. Grill up a fruitcake. Serve it to your friends and family. Do it anyway.